In this video, we're doing a bug out showdown, 4x4 versus dual sport motorcycle. Which one survives? Let's get into it. If you're here from my last video about how a motorcycle can save your life when things go bad, welcome. A lot of you agreed with the idea, a lot of you didn't. So in this video, I'm putting the motorcycle head to head against the one thing that everybody thinks is the obvious winner, a 4x4. Alright, motorcycles versus 4x4s or SUVs in a bug out scenario. This isn't a fantasy, this isn't a prepper's daydream, this isn't Mad Max. This is real world. Traffic, weather, fuel, and what happens when normal people lose their minds at the same time. And if you've never seen that happen, just go to any city when there's a storm warning. Now imagine it's worse. Number 1, the deciding factor, traffic. Everybody wants to talk about horsepower, or torque, or ground clearance, or what vehicle can climb a mountain. But none of that matters if you can't move, because the first thing that happens in a real emergency is everyone tries to leave at the same time, and roads become a parking lot. Cold truth, if you can't move, your 4x4 doesn't matter. Point, motorcycle. Number 2, the bike is a gridlock bypass machine. This is where the motorcycle wins, not because it's faster, but because it's more mobile. A bike can turn around in seconds, a bike can slip through gaps, a bike can get off the main roads fast, a bike can take the shoulder, and a bike can do something a car can't. It can keep moving when traffic stops. And in a bug out situation, movement is survival. Point, motorcycle. Now, here's where the SUV wins. Comfort, shelter, protection from weather. If it's freezing, if it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's 100 degrees out, the SUV is a moving shelter. You can sleep in it, you can warm up, you can stay dry, and if you get hurt, you still have a roof. Cold truth? A motorcycle is freedom until the weather turns against you. Point, SUV. Number 4, fuel range. The bike's gonna win until you load it down. Most motorcycles get better fuel economy than a truck or an SUV. So on paper, bikes win fuel range. But there's a catch. Bikes don't like weight. The more gear you pile on it, the worse it handles. The slower it gets, the more likely you crash, and the more likely you become your own problem. Cold truth? A bug-out bike has to stay light, or it stops being the advantage. Point, SUV. Number 5, low profile plus stealth. A motorcycle can be low profile. It can be hidden. It can be parked behind buildings, in tree lines, in ditches. It can disappear off the road fast, and it can be pushed quietly if needed. But, and this is important, that only works if your bike is quiet. If you're running a loud exhaust, you're not stealthy, you're advertising. And in a real bug out, attention is danger. Point, motorcycle. Number 6, carrying supplies, SUV wins hard. This is where the SUV dominates. You can carry real supplies, water, food, extra fuel, medical gear, tools, spare clothes, blankets, recovery gear. A bike can carry some gear, but it forces discipline and it forces compromise. Cold truth? A 4x4 can get you out with your whole life. A motorcycle gets you out with you. Number 7, breakdowns. The bike is reliable until it isn't. People love saying motorcycles are simple, and they are. A nail in the tire can end your day. A chain issue can stop you cold. One crash, and you might lose your ride. An SUV can take more abuse, and still limp home. A motorcycle usually can't. Cold truth, a bike is reliable until it isn't. Number 8, terrain. Bike wins more than people admit. Here's something most people don't want to admit. A motorcycle can go places a 4x4 physically can't. Narrow trails, cut-throughs, forest service roads, gaps, paths that aren't really roads. A full-size SUV is limited by width. A motorcycle isn't. And if your goal is to avoid crowds, that matters more than horsepower. Number 9. Snow and ice. SUV wins. Now the flip side. Snow and ice. A motorcycle on ice is a coin flip. Deep snow? Forget it. A 4x4 on snow still has problems, but it has stability, it has weight, it has 4 contact patches, and it offers more protection in inclement weather. Cold truth, 4 wheels are better than 2 when you need all the traction you can get. Point 10, and this one's uncomfortable. A dual sport has one massive advantage over a 4x4 that nobody talks about. You can abandon it. If things go bad, if you hit a roadblock, if the route collapses, if you take fire, if the bike breaks, you can ditch it in 5 seconds and disappear. But if you're in a truck or an SUV, you're stuck with it. And when you abandon a vehicle that big, you're abandoning your supplies, your shelter, your cover, everything. A dual sport is light enough to hide and disposable enough to leave behind. And in a real bug-out situation, that's not a downside, that's freedom. Number 11. SUV wins for family and responsibility. This was a hot topic in the last video, and let's be real about it. If you have kids, if you have a spouse, if you have pets, if you're responsible for other people, a motorcycle is rarely the best primary plan, because bugging out isn't about being cool, it's about being responsible. Number 12. So what's the real answer? It's this. Motorcycles win in the chaos phase. The first 5 to 20 miles, when roads are jammed, when people panic, when traffic stops. That's where the bike shines. Then later, when roads open, when weather becomes the real enemy, when you need supplies, the SUV becomes the better long-term vehicle. Cold truth, motorcycles win the chaos, 4x4s win the long haul. Here's the takeaway. A 4x4 isn't unstoppable. A motorcycle isn't invincible. They both have weak points, they both have strengths. But if your plan depends on empty roads, it's not a plan, it's a wish. And in a real bug out, mobility beats capability. If you've got experience with either, drop a comment. Motorcycle or SUV, what are you picking and why? And if you're new here, welcome. This is a small channel, but I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you on the next ride.